This week in class, we watched a documentary called Ferguson, a report from an occupied territory, and some thoughts and reflections from that I have as a multimedia journalist. I feel like identity does shape the news because of people's backgrounds, of people's social standings, but also because of the voices and the stories that are being told. If you're watching a story about an Australian man that got kicked out of his apartment because of an elephant seal, you're not going to care about that if you're in the middle of a snowstorm in Detroit. Like, it just doesn't matter to you. But if you heard that Michael Brown, an 18-year-old boy, was shot and the officers were not convicted, that would matter all over the world. And this documentary, the coverage in this documentary shows that. I believe that, especially as journalists, I believe that everybody's story does need to be heard, but you need to have the right people telling that story and have the right voices, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. But I believe that everyone's story needs to be heard, regardless of their background, their social standing. It doesn't matter. But I do understand how some people don't feel like that is necessary to their life. Some visual aspects of the documentary that I appreciated, especially in the beginning, I appreciated the car, them showing the car on fire, the building on fire, and having the ambient sound from the protest really I would say pull on your heartstrings. I would say throughout this documentary a lot of emotional turmoil was shown, and you can feel that. Especially in the Ferguson committee part of the documentary, because that's when you can see how fed up the community is. Besides the rioting, besides the personal interviews with the people in their houses, that committee talked for 5 hours, not saying anything, not getting any questions from the community. 5 hours. And what did they do? Nothing. There were no solutions. There was no change in the racial profiling or the prolonged systemic racism. And to me, that was a problem. But overall, this was a great documentary that showed identity and media.